All right, we are live. Welcome, ladies and gents. We're going to start in about 5 minutes. If you're watching the replay, let's bring this up for the world to see. So if you're watching the replay, skip to 5 minutes ahead. We're going to let everybody gather in so we can start on all together. All right. Them situated. Hey, Five. Having a fantastic day. How are you? Glad to have you with us. Hey, Uli. Great to have you part of the group. Welcome. We'll start in about 4 minutes. I usually let everybody come in first, and then from there, we all start together so we don't miss anything. All right, people are starting to come in. Perfect. Let's bring in these people. Check out Baba. Definitely will. Did you trade Baba today? All week? Nice. While we wait for people to come in, let's look at that chart. Usually I don't do these kind of things during these classes, but since we're like in an intermission, we'll do whatever we want. And then we'll get back on schedule in 3 minutes. All right. Man, I haven't looked at Baba so long that it has my old broadening formation lines that I don't use anymore because I don't draw them in. I don't draw them like this anymore. Pretty much a big rocket on Baba today. Whoever was selling this got obliterated. Oh, yeah. A bunch of gaps. Hey, Kev. Yeah, whoever was shorting this or is trying to short this to catch the reversal, you are a silly person, to say the least, because nothing about this is bearish at all. Reminds me of somebody who told me today that they're going to be looking to short Tesla. I'm like, Tesla? Sir, Tesla's extremely bullish. I would not be shorting Tesla at all. SPY analysis for Monday. Let's see if I can get a SPY analysis in a minute. All right, let's see. SPY. We're bullish on SPY. Failed 2 up on SPY, but I'll accept it. Still bullish. Inside day on SPY. Interesting. I don't trade SPY anymore, so overall, bullish on SPY. Short term can definitely be bearish. I'll be looking at this. These will be my levels for Monday for SPY. Fit 572.65, long above, short below 570.42. That's what I'll be looking for on SPY on Monday. If anybody's looking to swing puts on SPY, I would at least wait until the weekly candle reverses, which it has not reversed in about 3 weeks. So something to keep in mind of. For those who are just getting in, we're going to start in about, it's already 7:05, so we'll start now. Let me stop streaming real quick, and then we'll go back to the screen in a bit. All right. Welcome, everybody. My name is Advent, and I am not a financial advisor. Everything you guys see in this series or any of my content is not financial advice. It is simply for educational purposes only. Please do your research before you engage in trading, because trading can be very risky and you can lose a lot of money, and we don't want that. So, welcome. For those who are new here, this is the trade recap session where we pretty much go over my trades, and then I'll go over your trades and give you feedback so you can improve and we can all get better and stop making silly mistakes, and so on and so forth. Before we start, some shout outs. Shout out to Isaias. Been spotting some really good trades this week. Bob, I'm not sure if you're in here, but if you are, shout out to you, sir. You've been doing fantastic. He finally understands what the TTO looks like. We can refine it a bit more, but you have the right idea. So great job there. Abdal, I'm not sure if you're in here, but if you are, good stuff this week. Been catching a lot of good moves. So fantastic work there. Emmanuel, I don't think he's in here because he's in the UK and they're probably sleeping right now. Good job to you, sir. Same thing as Abdal and the others. You've been catching some fantastic moves and you've been implementing everything I've been teaching you. So great job. Darlene, I'm not sure if you're in here, but if you are, shout out to you finally pressing the button and not being so scared to get into trades. And you did fantastic this week. I think she got a trade that was about 240% or 260%, I think it was. So great work. Remember, it's not up to us if we win or lose. It's up to the market. All we have to do is get into the trade and follow the plan. And that's it. All right, let's get started. Let me bring up my screen again. Cool. Can you guys see my screen? Can you hear me okay? Excellent. Also, Kev, shout out to you. Fantastic work, sir. 1 week on the eval, and you're already more than halfway there, using exactly what I've taught you and implementing it properly and correctly and having the right mentality to it. Great job, sir. Happy to see it. All right. So for those who have not already, as always, if you can please give this video or, the live stream that we're in right now a little thumbs up or a like, I would greatly appreciate it. It'll let the YouTube algorithm know that people like this, and it'll push it out to other people to look and join. So if you can do that for me as a favor, I would greatly appreciate it for me giving you a free class and going over your trades. So today I took 5 trades. 2 of them were losers and 3 of them were winners. Actually, no, I took 6 trades in total. 1 of them were an options trade. So actually, let me go over the options trade first because I just took 1 trade there, and then we'll go over the futures trade. So pretty straightforward today. All I did today was take the break of this 15-minute candle to the downside on Tesla. And I got 0 DTE puts. I got in at about 38 cents. And I took some off at about 55. So pretty good trade. Got about, 38 to 55, about 35 to 48% around there, if my math is correct. So pretty simple, easy trade. I'm testing out this setup that I use for futures. I'm still trying to iron out the kinks for regular stock, because for futures, I just do it based on points. For options, I have to kind of figure out a good sweet spot on where to take profit, since this setup is not one that I usually use for options. But that's pretty much all I did. Just took shorts on Tesla today after that 15-minute candle broke to the downside. Really nice and quick, easy one. For YM today was fantastic, if I do say so myself. So sadly, I did not catch this TTO on YM in the beginning of the day. That was like picture perfect, the most beautiful TTO that I would ever see, and I missed it. I got distracted. And the first trade that I actually took, let me bring up Thinkorswim so we can see it better on what I did and why. And I'll explain to you a mistake that I did here. This was a losing trade. My first trade was a losing trade. So we had this broadening formation right here, and we had these two rejections. So I'm like, all right, once we reverse back down, I'm going to take the short. However, as we can see here, as soon as it triggered short, it immediately came up and stopped me out. So several things that were a mistake here on my end. And let me go to TradingView to explain this a little better. So one mistake that I did was usually when I'm taking reversals off of broadening formations, I don't really take them when the candles look like this, in the sense that while that is a legitimate strat trade, a reversal off of broadening formation, I would prefer it to be a red candle or more of a reverse hammer that looks like this inside bar or this red bar like this. It could even be a doji, that's fine, or a red candle like this. But this specific candle, the way it looks and like the anatomy of it, generally I don't take reversals off of broadening formations with candles that look like that. So that was mistake number one. I'm very, very picky when it comes to my specific setups, and this was me not being picky, and I paid the price for it. So learn from that. Second mistake that I did, usually when I'm catching reversals off of broadening formations, it is not near the high of a TTO as we have here. What does that mean? For those who don't know what a TTO is, I'll just show you in the sense of market structure. So we get a push up for market open, we get the push down, and then we get the break, right? So we can see that this level here, let me get a trend line. We can see that this level here, we can consider this a resistance or support level now, right? Because this was resistance and price broke through it. As we can see here, we get the push up, the push down, price breaks through it. And then on the reversal that I took, it pretty much bounced off right off that level, which, as we know, you don't really want to short at support levels, which is pretty much what I did. So as soon as I got in, price hit this level, the support level, or the completed TTO level, and then it kept on going higher. So it came back down, bounced off this level here, and kept on going higher. So that was a mistake on my part, which I reluctantly journaled, but it must be done so we can know what mistakes we make and avoid them in the future. So that was a losing trade there that I took. The second trade that I took that I redeemed myself with was this other TTO up here off this double inside bar. So I went it long right above this inside bar. My stop loss was under the base of the TTO, right? And I was aiming for this high to break, which we got pretty much on the same candle right here. That first target was 39 points, which is really nice. The second trade, my runners got stopped out on the second candle on the auto trail, took me out. So got about 50 points from entry to the stop out. Wish I would have held longer, but I'm not here to get the absolute greatest and tippy top of the move. I'm only here to take whatever the trade gives me, which again, it's okay. We always have to be grateful for what we make. So that was the second trade that I took, or well, I guess, yeah, second trade futures wise that I took. The third trade that I took that was a loss was right over here on IWM or M2K. So there's another TTO setup that we had. When we got this push up, push down. This candle here, when it went 212 up, I took that long. So I took it long right above that level. My stop loss was right down here. Of course, aiming for this high and then whatever else the market can give me. As we can see, price came up here, reversed, and then stopped me out on this candle. However, once this candle closed, I took it long again. So I got in long above this candle, this failed two down. Stop loss was near the area over here that I had down there because this stop loss down here would be a little too wide for me. First target, in this case, this is my second target aiming for this high right there. My first target was this candle's high right over here. So 2 points. So I trimmed some of the position at this level here, move my stop loss to break even, and then this candle came back and stopped me out. And then we just got obliterated back down. So that was my fourth trade that I won. The last trade that I took was back on YM. Whoops, I don't know what this ticker is. So the last trade that I took on YM was, I was looking to short the 15-minute, but what I wanted to see first is for the structure to break. So over here, as we can see, instead of price continuing higher and reversing back up to make another TTO and break the high, we actually created an H pattern or a bearish TTO, which just looks like this, pretty much a lowercase h, like that. You guys, some people who are not familiar with the strat may know this as a dead cat bounce. So I was anticipating a bearish TTO to form, and then I was going to go short off the 15-minute time frame. So this is the completed H on the 5-minute. And then off the 15-minute, I was going to short this candle right here, this low, which coincided with the short on the 5-minute when that TTO completed. Because I'm like, all right, if this low does break, more than likely we're going to change structure and then head back down. So I got in right over here. My stop loss was above this candle right here. My first target was this body right there. So I trimmed some of my position off right there. Then my second target was at this body here. Generally, I don't like to short or continue holding positions too long if they aren't around any key level. This was more so just like a market structure change trade that I'm usually not that comfortable with. So I just took everything off right here, 86 points right there. Obviously, in hindsight, it would have been real nice to hold the trade all the way down here, but it was already lunchtime. They're about to be, yeah, it was lunchtime when this candle triggered. So I'm like, you know what? Let me just take this. I'm happy with what I made today, and I'll go relax. So those were all the trades that I took today. All in all, really easy day, besides those mistakes that I made and the loss on M2K, but it is what it is. You know, everything is probability when it comes to the market. So as long as you follow your plan and you follow your rules, that's all that matters. For those who don't know what the TTO setup is, it's pretty much a setup that you can use to hop in on the trend. So if you miss an initial push up or push down, always remember that TTOs exist so you can get in on the trend at the best possible moment. You guys have any questions on that before I continue and go over your trades? Put it in the chat. Any questions at all? If there are no questions, I will start taking your trades in about a minute, and we'll go from there. All right, it looks like you guys don't have any questions on my trades. So you guys are welcome to post your trades in the chat. If you're going to give me an options trade, please give me this information that I have on the left side. If you want me to look at a futures trade, please, or Forex or regular stock trade, give me the information that's here. So whatever trades you guys want me to go over, put it in the chat. I don't care if you won. I don't care if you lost. That is not the point of this. We're here to review the trades, whether we win or lose, and so we can learn from it and correct some things in the future. No judgment at all here. So putting that out there. Put your trades in the chat, please. Apparently nobody traded today except me. Interesting. Let's see. Chris took a BABA 110 call for a 410 expiration. I'm assuming you mean a 10-4 expiration. He got in at 9:48 Eastern time at 2:45. Or, whoops, at 2:35. Sold at 3. Nice. All right, so if you got in... So it looks like you got in on this candle right here. Actually, let's look at this on Thinkorswim because I can bring up the options chain at the same time. All right, we got BABA pulled up. The 5-minute is going to be on the left side, which is what we're going to look at. Let's change this up here to yellow. Actually, no, change it to blue. All right, let's look up BABA. Options, BABA. Yep. All right, let's see. So was the 110 call for this week? All right, 8. All right, there we go. And let's put this on the 5-minute. So you got in around, so you pretty much got in on, it must have been on this candle around 9:40 to 9:45-ish, because the 9:48 candle doesn't match up with when you got in. So you probably got in on the third candle here, unless there was some slippage or spread, which is understandable. So you got in at 235, which was right here. And then you got out at 3, which was about 10 minutes later. Yeah, pretty much on this candle here, between 950 and 955. Good stuff. Yeah, that was a nice one. It's about what, 30%? 23, yeah, about 30% or so. Good stuff. Nice trade. We got everything bullish in our favor, taking a continuation up. Very, very nice. And we also had a TTO right here to take you higher if you wanted to. Would have gotten in somewhere around 260, went back up, hit a high of 3.30. Not bad. Solid trade. Did you follow your rules for that trade? And did you follow your plan, Chris? Gotcha. So really quickly, did you exit too early regarding your plan, or did you exit too early because of what you saw that happened later on? So did you get out when you said you would get out, and you're saying that you exited early because it kept on going higher, or which one? Which one is it? Gotcha. So I've been seeing this a lot in the chats, and I also see this like online, like on Reddit and other forums, other trading groups. Whatever happens after you follow your plan is irrelevant, because that's a very dangerous thought, or very dangerous thought process to go down, because what you don't want is to be like, well, I hit my target, but let me hold it. Maybe it's going to go higher, and you don't take nothing off, and then you end red because you think it's going to go higher. The problem with that thinking is that all of this is hindsight. The only reason you and I are having this conversation is because it went higher and we can see what happened. But I'm pretty sure that if you took profit when you said you were going to, and then it reversed against you, we would not be talking right now, because you would be happy that you sold when you did, and then it reversed against you, right? So whatever happens after you get out of a trade and you follow your plan, it is irrelevant to think about. Oh, somebody's getting blocked. Anyway, so feedback for you, Chris. Whatever happens after you get out of the trade, don't worry about it. That's not your problem. If, as long as you follow your plan, that's all that matters. Nothing else. So great job on that trade. Yeah. So Chris and Jean, or Jean, depending if you're French or not. Probably Jean. Chris, do you use a strat to trade, or do you use something else? Like, what strategy do you use, so I can better answer that question? While you're answering that, I'm gonna bring up Jean's trade, which I'm gonna give him shenanigans for. Premium flow. I don't use flow, so I can't really give you insight on that. For me, I just use the strat. And with the strat, it tells us when to get in and when to get out, right? So let's say, for the sake of the conversation, for Baba, You got in somewhere around here. If I were to get in on the strat, let's say I want to take a continuation near where you got in. So I would go long as soon as this candle breaks this high. My stop loss will probably be 50% of the setup candle, which is this one, somewhere around here. And then my stop or my take profit, this really depends because for the 5 minute, you might need to go back really far to see where some targets are. But in this case for BABA, that we can see its ATR, which is $3, you can figure, all right, well, if it moves $3 a day and it's already moved about $1.50, I can probably take profit every 50 cents that it goes in my favor, right? So something like this. So you get in here, you trim your position at 50 cents, you trim another position, another contract at $1, then another one at $1.50, and then so on and so forth. One thing to note, once the trade hits your first target, do not let that go red. Never, ever let a winning position go red. So I can, with the strat, it makes it easy on what your targets are going to be. So let's say if I was using the 4-hour, whoops. If I was using the 4-hour, let's mark that. Oh, this thing just blew through those targets too. All right, let's go even further back. All the way over here. And then we have some other highs over there. It went even higher than that. All right, I'm not going to keep on going back, but essentially with the strat, you'll just use previous candle highs. You can use fibs for targets if you want that, or you can use the ATR for additional targets as it goes in your favor. Anyway, we'll keep it there for now. I thought I deleted these lines. It's weird. All right, so let's go to Gene's SPY trade. So you got the 174. Was it a call or was it a put? You just said SPY at 574. I don't know what that means. So Gene, if you're still in here, was it a call or was it a put? Strike price. All right, we'll go back to Chris's trade whenever, or not Chris, but Gene's trade whenever he responds back, whether it's a put or call. Let's go to Louis' RTY trade. All right, so let's see. RTY short 15-minute time frame. Missed the entry on the 4-hour. So I waited for the TTOs, entered in 2247.20 at 1 p.m. 1 p.m. Was it 1 p.m. Eastern time? So let's see. He got in. Gotcha. I'll go back to the SPY trade after this one. 2247.20. 2247.20. So you got in here. And your take profit was 2239.80. 2239. So pretty much down here, pretty much the bottom of this candle. $2247.20. What time frame did you get in on? Or maybe you caught some slippage, because I'm not seeing a clean entry here. Did you get in on this 212 down, on this 22 down? The 212 down? Gotcha. So probably slippage. If it like spiked you down, that's probably why you got that fill. So his trade was something like this. I probably would have put my stop loss up here. Yeah, this is a fantastic trade. One thing that I'll note, be mindful of using the one mini contract on the account size that you got, because the daily loss limit is $500, which is 10 points. If you hit that, you'll fail the challenge. So be mindful of using the minis, the minis. I would probably use 5 micros until you pass the account. Not only that, but for the evaluation stage on take profit, there's a consistency rule. So if you make too much, every single day you need to make a similar amount. So if you make like 500, 100, 100, 500, and then like 1500 and you pass, they're probably not going to actually pass you because your average wins are too far apart. They don't average out. So be mindful of that. That if you are going to be using minis, I would probably use 5 micros, so half the position size, so your wins are close in value, because they might not have you pass if you're getting huge wins and then small. If you're getting small, like if you're getting inconsistent results, so like 700 win, 200 win, 100 win, things like that, they'll probably give you some problems. So just be mindful of that for the evaluation. When you're actually trading the funded account, they don't care about that. You can make 700 a day, you can make 2,000 the next day, and they'll give you that money. But for the evaluation, you need to have consistency and have your profit levels near each other. It needs to average out for the consistency rule. Other than that, fantastic trade. Really beautiful. Not my preferred bearish TTO, but a TTO nonetheless. So fantastic job on this trade. A nice big flush to take out low of day. So great stuff there. And then it printed a bullish hidden play setup right here. Take it back up. Very, very nice. All right. So Gene took calls on SPY. Got in at 359, which was somewhere around here. What was the plan for that SPY trade, Gene? What got you into that call? Because at 1150, I just saw a super bearish. I would not take any longs at all. So what got you into that trade? Because I don't see any long setup. And for those who are in here, please post your trades in the chat while I'm reviewing this one so I can go over it. While I'm waiting for Gene to explain the trade, looking at this at face value, I don't see any long setup, at least the way I would trade anywhere here. Another thing that I would mention, where you said that Robinhood didn't fill the sell order, I am going to blame you for that because we need to take responsibility for our trades. If Robinhood is not filling the limit or the order, you got to market sell that if you're trying to get out. No excuses. And you should probably be using a better broker on top of that, because if they're not filling your order, assuming you did a market order, which is odd that they wouldn't fill it. If you were using a sell limit, then that's your problem. I would have used a sell market to get out. Another thing that I would mention on what you just told me, you said it was supposed to be a day trade. You still haven't answered my question on what setup this was. I don't, of course it's going to be a day trade, but for what? Like, what was the setup? What did you see that told you, hey, let me get into calls? Because I don't see anything here during the time that this candle would have got you in that it said buy calls at all. In the meantime, while I'm waiting for him to answer, anybody else that wants me to review their trades, put it in the chat. If you're going to give me trades as well, please give me this information that's on the screen. If there are no more trades to review in the next 3 to 4 minutes, we will end the call early. Or the class early, rather. I guess same difference. Hey, Jay. I think that's the trade that you sent me this morning. Definitely was a good one. Let's see, SMCI. He got the... What was the strike price? And what was the expiration? Was it a 0 DTE? And if it was, what was the strike price? $420 strike price, and it was 0 DTE. So we got in this one. All right, let's bring up the 5 minutes. So you got in at 11:30. Was it 11:30 Eastern time? Central, so that's 12:30 my time. 3. Ooh, nice. So you caught the 3-2 up right here, which would have been, let's go to 12:30 my time. So you got around 2.70. When did you exit? $4.19. 10 minutes later. So he got in on this candle. He got in here. Pretty much when the TTO completed, right over here. Let's zoom out a little bit. Not the cleanest TTO that I would prefer, but we'll accept it. Right over here. He took the 3-2 up. He exited over here 10 minutes later. Fantastic work. He got in around 2.70, 2.80. Sold at around 450, 4 to 450. Not bad. That was a fantastic trade. Good stuff. How did you feel overall about the trade? Were you confident in it? Sweet. Definitely, definitely, definitely. Great work. And that's really what it is. Once we get more confident and we see these setups play out day in and day out, it gets easier for us to just take them, right? Because we have this is actually a W, not a TTO. You got in a little later. I would have gotten on the 3 up, but the 3-2 up is valid as well. Pretty much a little mini W, which was nice. the trend was still bullish because we were making, we made a low, a higher low, and then a higher low. So the trend was just bullish the whole time. And then it finally broke this high over here and kept it going a little higher. It's a great job. Beautiful trade. All right, let's see. Isaiah's took MYM. Yeah, red dots. The W trade, it's that thing is a money printer. If you can catch it, and this week has been printing a lot of them. Yesterday, I think it printed 2 of them. Wednesday printed 1 as well. Today printed it, but I think on NQ. Yeah, wait, no, this was yesterday. This was today. Yeah, so we had this one this morning. You get right up here, you take that long, you hit the first target. I probably would have used the body and then the wick, but hit the first target depending where you have it, and then it got reversed back down, which is actually hilarious. For those who know about the kid and play setup, we have a long kid and play setup right here, and then a counter short kid and play setup right there. So you could have taken these both ways. Very nice. Anyway, let's go back to YM. All right. Let's see. 2-2. This looks like M2K rather, not MYM. So on the 15-minute at 12:53 Eastern time. So somewhere on this candle. Let's see. Yeah, so it looks like you took the long. You took the long here. Yeah, so it looks like your first target was this high. Your second target was this high. Personally, I would not have taken this trade because, where is this? The 1 hour, let me double check on this. So this was the 1 hour. Actually, yeah, the 1 hour was bearish, and it was bearish since an hour ago from when you got in. So the trend at the very moment is bearish. We're trying to catch a reversal back up, which to me is risky. I would not have taken this trade. The 1 hour flip bearish, I think it was somewhere up here once this broke that level. So this will be a counter trend trade. If you were anticipating like a potential TTO, was that what you were thinking of on the 15-minute? Trying to get the idea behind why you took the trade, besides just like a bullish reversal. Nah, Kev, the prices that he gave in the trade is for RTY or M2K. Yeah, look at the prices that he put. They're in increments of, in the 2000s, not in the 40,000s like in YM. Gotcha. Yeah. So definitely pay attention, because if the 1 hour flips against me, then I know that the current situation is bearish, right? For it to the short side. So I'm going to be looking for short trades, not long trades, unless it's like a reversal off of broader information, as opposed to just like a random reversal somewhere. Because if you're looking for a TTO on the 15-minute, this is actually not a good one, because this pullback is too much, right? We can see that the structure shifted up here, because in the morning we have the push up, push down, keep on going higher. Then we push it back down. We attempt to take it higher, but we fail. And then we break structure, on right over here, we break the structure and then keep on heading down. So we're making lower lows now. We're not making higher lows. So the market shift, generally, just look at the 1 hour. If the market turns bearish, that's how I like to look at it. We're mainly bearish now, but just look at it in the sense of market structure, right? For TTOs, we know that the market is going up, making a higher low, making a higher high, making a higher low, making higher highs, right? Let's look at the 15-minute for today. We have a low, we have a higher low on this hammer, and then we have a lower low when it breaks that hammer. So the structure has shifted. It's no longer making higher lows or higher highs, right? It's making lower lows, lower lows, lower lows, and then higher lows. So now the structure is back bullish once it came back up. So that's so weird. Why is it not reversing my drawings, but reversing what I'm doing? Whatever TradingView did with that new update, they broke some stuff. Does that make sense, Isaiah? So what happened today, just to give you another example, we came up, came back down, made that hammer. Instead of making a higher high and breaking that TTO, we came up, made a lower high, then broke and make a lower low, and then it just kept on dying down. This is way too deep for me to be a TTO. For TTOs, I don't want to see any lower lows being formed. I want to continue seeing higher highs and higher lows like this. So if we were to break this level, or if we were to break this level, come down like this, I wouldn't be looking to take longs. It's probably going to come back up, test that structure, and then head back down. So something to keep in mind. And we can go over it a little later on tomorrow. You said that you were on the wrong side all morning. What trades did you take in the morning that you were losing? On the 5-minute for MYM, that one, or for YM, I guess MYM too. This one over here, or this reversal right there. Gotcha. Yeah, so that one was a loser for me. Did you take this TTO, or did you try to short this as well? So did you take this TTO up here to the upside, or did you try to short these candles? Yeah, so in this case, another poor trade. You're going against the trend, right? We're just making higher highs and lower lows. The structure hasn't broken yet. The structure broke over here. Made the higher high, the higher low, lower high, broke that TTO structure and made lower lows. So you never want to take a short on a smaller time frame when everything is bullish. Even if it's a shooter candle. If it's not at a broadening formation, don't take it because you're going against the trend. It's a poor It's a low probability trade. We should only be looking for long trades. Trust me, I used to do the same exact thing. So, and I made that mistake this morning. But we learn from our mistakes. So it's all good. Other than that, let us wrap up, ladies and gents. What was everybody's biggest takeaway, or what did you learn in today's session? Put it in the chat, and then we'll wrap up in about 3-4 minutes. That PCE data was baked in. I don't trade news or really care about news. I just look at what the chart is telling me. One of the best things I ever did. Stop paying attention to news and just look at what the chart is doing. Sweet. Any other takeaways before we wrap up? Somebody just told me, I need you to yell at me. After 6 green days, I'm in a 3-day blood slump. We're going to talk. You can look at the lower time frames for market structure shifts, but when the 1 hour shifts, you know for a fact that we're heading either bearish or bullish if it reverses against the current trend. So remember, we're only going to be going against the trend if it prints an actionable signal like a 2-1, a 3-1, shooter candle, hammer candle, whatever it may be out of broader information. Definitely red dots. We're only looking to take high probability trades or we run the risk of getting burned. And remember, even the high probability trades will fail, but they will fail a lot less than the poor ones, right? I'd rather take 10 great trades and lose twice than take 10 whatever trades and lose 6 times. It's not worth it. Yep, definitely never go against the trend. All right. Well, if there isn't anything else, thank you guys for coming out. I'll see you guys next week, 7 p.m. Friday. I might live trade on Monday. I'm not sure yet. I'll confirm with you guys. So keep an eye out. If I am going to live trade, you'll see the notification. I might do it on YouTube. I did the last few this week in my group, but I might live trade with you guys on YouTube. So if I do live trade, you'll see it there. If you haven't already subscribed, I'll greatly appreciate that so you can get notified when I do go live. Other than that, enjoy your Friday, everybody. I will talk to you guys tomorrow for the chart and chill session for those who are in my group or my mentors group, 11 a.m. Eastern, every Saturday. See you guys and enjoy your weekend. Thanks for coming out.